Steady, boys.
Cottonwood House historic site is located 26 kilometers east of Quesnel, BC. This authentic roadhouse served the Gold Rush Trail that operated between Quesnel and Barkerville starting in the mid-1860s.
Cottonwood House is a heritage site now, but originally when it was built in 1863, it was a roadhouse, so basically a stopping point for miners and travelers on the way to Barkerville or back to Quesnel. This house here right behind me was built in 1863 by John Ryder and Alan Smith, and then all the other buildings on site here were built throughout the 1800s and the early 1900s. In 1874, when the Boyd family bought it, they ran it as a full running roadhouse with a general store, a post office, and a telegraph center. So most of your miners throughout the Cariboo Gold Rush would stop here, and this was a place you could get all your supplies on your way to Barkerville, and you could also spend the night here in boarding rooms as well as have home-cooked meals and get some food as well.
One of the many great aspects of Cottonwood House are the informative carriage rides.
Mr. Boyd farmed over 1,000 acres here, and that was back in the 1860s, early 1870s, and it was all by hand. All of the farm machinery prior to the turn of the century, all of the hay was put up with horse-drawn mowers and or scythes sometimes, all hauled in with horses and wagons, and then all put up into the tops of these barns, these double barns with a rope and a pulley system. But also they had to serve the public here, and you know, long after the public was in bed, they were still working there. So it would have been a great life, but it would have been very hard. Sometimes people on the rides here can't imagine, you know, but that's why we have to, I like to think, keep the heritage alive and tell people and show people what it was and what it still is in some cases, right?
This is a piece of the past that people don't normally get to see, and it's one of the authentic heritage sites that you can't find anywhere else in BC. And we have accommodations and a restaurant and gift and candy store, and we all dress in olden day clothes, so it's something you can't experience anywhere else.
Reporting from Quesnel for Big Summer, I'm John Mackenzie.